All right, we gotta go out to
We're
gonna go to the garage.
Alexa,
to do that.
turn on the garage.
Hey, hey!
What?
The door got left open again. Nope. Hey, watch it.
What?
Why don't you
No, we gotta work on.
We have
We
this.
gotta.
Why don't we install? Look, install this.
No, we're doing a pack out video.
No, we're gonna install this.
No, show them
No.
the cool Kaizen phone.
Okay, great, but we have to install this first, and then we can do the Kaizen phone.
You want me to install the smart lock?
Yes.
Why?
Because that way it can lock automatically after a few minutes or seconds, and it can be done.
Oh, and then let us know when it doesn't lock.
Exactly.
Okay, so I
let's
guess
get it
in this
done.
video, I'm gonna install a smart lock, and you guys are gonna come along.
Yay!
I was playing with my little mini screwdriver. All right, I got the stuff laid out, and I got most of my tools. I'm gonna need a set of chisels, and that's because the new one has a less rounded plate. I do not know if I'm gonna need this one yet, but basically, this is sort of everything you're gonna get right. You're gonna have the deadbolt itself. You're gonna have a template, which we're not gonna throw. If you look all the way over there, you'll see the door. We already have a deadbolt on it. I got this little cover. We don't need that. Keys, the suction cup, and the reset lever. It comes with 2 RFID keys as well. Okay, so we have the inside unit, which one thing I like about this over the really expensive ones in the stores, you don't need a screwdriver to get to the batteries. That seems crazy. Okay, now we've got the outside unit, which right now I have the little magnetic cover off, and that allows you to hide the lock, as you can see, for emergency backup purposes, your keys, and just the normal escutcheon that, you know, looks good and is hidden until it's powered. I provided my own batteries, and then I've got my little magnetic cups here with my different coarse and fine thread machine screws. So I'm gonna go over to the lock, and we're gonna get that one removed, and then we'll start putting the new one in. All right, so we're gonna actually put the bolt part of the deadbolt in, and if you look at my opening, you can see it's already mortised for one, but mine has slightly sharper angles. So I'm gonna take just a utility knife. I'm not even gonna need a chisel, and I'm gonna come in here and just trace it around. Okay, then I pull it back out, and I will just carefully trim it. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the mess they left, and I'll get all these done. All right, so actual deadbolt part is installed. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get the brackets and start getting the unit installed in here. All right, I'm outside. I brought my little cart out. I've got my magnetic cups. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this guy installed in here. All right, so now it says that you want to make sure your wire is under the deadbolt, and you want to line up that. Okay, then there is this backing plate, and this is not only just a reinforcement, but it sort of aligns everything. Right, so it goes into those bottom holes, and then that stud that we put in there is what we're gonna reach through and attach to with one of our countersunk screws. Now we can get that part in, and then we're gonna come back out. We're gonna make sure that we look aligned, and then we'll tighten this up. Yeah, whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and get the bottom screws in now. Okay, now we're gonna sort of give it a look for the test run. So this wire is going to go here, but we got to go back in and we got to grab one more thing because we have the door close sensor, which is sort of going to give us all the meat and potatoes of letting us know if the door gets left open. Okay, so now is the fun part. I'm sort of being facetious, right? So I've got the door sensor. That's this guy, which I need to route to this side of the door. We need to make sure we are not obstructing the lock, okay? We also need to get our wire in, and then we need to have room to stuff that into the hole. And then you also need to make sure, right? So lock would be that way, unlock would be that way. And since it's in the unlocked position, we need to make sure that's aligned. So we're going to basically pull this wire out and look, see how it wants to go up into there, which we don't want to do. And then we need to get all these little gaskets where they're needed. We got to line up the deadbolt, okay? And then if you look here, you'll see there are 2 screw holes. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to get screws started in there, and then we're going to make sure all of our gaskets, all our wires aren't pinched and all that good stuff. Okay, so you can see I've got my gasket where I want. The wires run out. Now this wire, you need to make sure there's room, so I'm not going to put it there. It's probably going to go down here. There's a little piece of sticky adhesive. Right, and once the door's closed and we're done and we've done all the other operations, we'll do that one. We'll get it lined up. We'll add the screws. So at this point, we're going to test the operation. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close the door on the camera person and test the operation. Okay, so it operates as a normal lock. Now we're going to go ahead and get the batteries in and get it working without the app. Okay, so the batteries are in and I'm ready. Super secret password. As you notice, it said unlocked. So I'm going to go into the app and change the motor direction. But at this point, my door is locked. Now, I wanted to also check the operation of that. It seems fine, but they do have a different deadbolt plate that has a little more room in it. So I might install that. I might not. But it also doesn't matter. It does matter to have your bottom latch lined up so that it pulls your door snug. And that's so that you never have to pull on a door when you operate the deadbolt. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead. Okay, we're outside, right? We're going to close the door. I'm going to push and hold the lock button, lock the door. Now we're going to use our super secret password. Hit the unlock button. Okay. Now, just in case you're wondering, you can set these passwords up, right? Periodic password. It expires like a day and a half before this video even goes live. So that's cool. But you can also create these offline passwords where it doesn't need the device around. You can do fingerprint. You can create your permanent password. You can do the remote unlocking. Card management is where we add a card, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to lock it. Okay. Now I'm going to grab these random keys that we mixed up, and I'm going to tap one against it. Okay, so that means that key is not paired. This key says unlock, right? Good to go. So now that's mine. So now I'm going to set up this other key, and I'm basically just going to select my user. It's saying that you're going to want to press it there. I'm going to go ahead and say, right? It says begin. Now I can come in here and type in PACKOUT Princess. Okay, hit done. Now I've got, and you can see my Hotmail email, but that's okay. You guys can send me emails and say, hey Jake, how's it going? Okay, so now we got both cards enrolled. I'm gonna go ahead, lock it, and then test out her key. Boom, we're unlocked. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go inside and we're gonna set up the auto lock feature. Wait for it. Okay, so you can see I've got the door and the door sensor, right? So this one sits on your frame, this one goes on your door. Mine doesn't have a lot of room, so you just really want to try all this before you put the sticky tape and screw it. At this point now, all I have to do is put the screws in, but you can go into the app and configure if you want it to lock or auto lock. You can also set it to have an error. to where it'll send you a message if, well, the batteries are low, if it's unlocked or whatever. So now, really, all I have to do is set up some permanent passcodes, which we're not going to do that one on camera, and we're done.
Woohoo! Now kids won't forget to lock the door.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. All right, time to clean up, Jacob.
All right, let me grab my trash and let's go ahead and go. Hold on a second. There we go.
Woohoo!
All right, after you.
Okay.
So we're gonna take this over. We don't need this anymore.
Into
that
the
was
trash it goes.
The Elemake smart lock. Ha. On that note, time for me
Did you hear
to
that?
clean up my screwdrivers, put my packouts away, and now I know that the door's locked and gonna stay locked, and it doesn't matter if the kids leave it unlocked, it'll lock itself.
That's right. It's awesome.
Let's go.
Okay.